YouTube automation is changing people's lives. People are becoming millionaires with it. Even Mr. Beast built a business that's worth billions. There are creators making $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 a month just from YouTube. Honestly, if you had this opportunity 10 years ago, you would have been one of the lucky few. But today, almost anyone can start a channel, and yet most people never even give it a shot. I always tell people the same thing. If you don't want to show your face, or you just don't have a lot of free time, start a faceless YouTube automation channel. Because today, I'm going to show you one niche that looks ridiculously simple, but it has the potential to make thousands of dollars every single month. I didn't just find this niche, I actually tested it myself. I made a video, uploaded it, and what happened next honestly surprised me. This is going to be a longer video than usual, but if you're serious about growing on YouTube, I promise it'll be worth your time, because I'm going to share strategies that can completely change the way you build your channel. So, while I was scrolling through YouTube, I came across this channel. It only uploaded 10 videos, and somehow gained over 23,000 subscribers. At first glance, it doesn't look like anything special, but if you've been doing YouTube for a while, you'll immediately recognize how much potential this niche has. This isn't just another stick figure animation channel, it's an evolution and human history channel. Let me show you what I mean. One of its most popular videos is called "When Did Ancient Humans Start Drinking Alcohol?" Now, think about it. If you saw that title on your homepage, wouldn't you want to click on it? Most people would, because it's the kind of question you've probably never thought about before. That's exactly why the video has over 700,000 views. Here's another one. The real reason humans started wearing clothes. Again, it's one of those questions that instantly makes you curious. When did humans actually start wearing clothes? Why did they start? What was the real reason? That's the secret. Every single video creates curiosity before you even click on it, and that's exactly why this niche performs so well. Just 10 videos and over 23,000 subscribers. But here's the crazy part. This isn't the only channel doing it. After digging a little deeper, I found several more channels making almost the exact same type of content. And if you look at their growth, it's honestly insane. Very few uploads, but huge numbers of views. Now, here's the best part. You don't have to build everything from scratch. I've already done most of the hard work for you. Everything is ready. In this video, I'll show you how to build a fully automated YouTube channel from start to finish. We'll set up your channel the right way so it looks professional from day one, create high-quality videos using AI, and upload them correctly to give them the best chance of getting recommended. I'll also share a few strategies that most YouTubers never talk about. But before we jump in, do me one quick favor. Head down to the comments and tap the hype button if you see it. Then share this video with someone who's trying to grow on YouTube. And after a few days, come back and check how many views this video has. You might be surprised. All right, let's get started. All right, before we do anything else, I've already got the entire roadmap planned out, so you won't have to figure everything out on your own. Take a look at this. I've already prepared 4 example scripts, their titles, thumbnails, channel description, and even the hashtags. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I set all of this up beforehand? Well, that's because we're about to automate a big part of this process, but not in the way you're probably thinking. A lot of people think they can just open ChatGPT or Claude, tell it to make videos, automate the uploads, and sit back while the views roll in. It doesn't work like that. Even if those videos somehow get views, there's no guarantee YouTube will monetize the channel. In fact, a while back, a lot of AI-driven channels ended up getting demonetized because they relied too heavily on fully automated content. That's why I always recommend using AI as a tool, not a replacement. The AI can save you a ton of time, but your own input still matters if you want your videos to stand out and stay high quality. To make that easier, I put together a complete master prompt that walks the AI through the entire process. And don't worry, every prompt I use in this video is available down in the description. You can grab everything directly from my Google Drive. Now, let me explain what makes this prompt different. Instead of giving the AI one simple instruction, I trained it to understand exactly what I'm trying to build, a high-quality, faceless YouTube channel. I also feed it everything it needs to learn from, including reference scripts, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, images, basically everything. That way, every time I ask it to help with something, it already understands the style I'm going for. So definitely copy this prompt. It'll save you a lot of time. Now, you have 2 options. You can use ChatGPT or Claude. Personally, I think Claude does a slightly better job, but since not everyone has a subscription, I'm using ChatGPT because anyone can access it. Once you paste in the master prompt and submit it, the AI immediately understands what we're building. But here's the cool part. It doesn't just read your reference material, it actually breaks everything down. Now, I upload all of my reference thumbnails, and then I paste in every script I've collected. From there, the AI starts analyzing everything. It studies every line, every hook, every emotional beat, the storytelling structure, the pacing, the psychology behind the script, literally everything. Then it does the same thing with the thumbnails. It looks at the colors, the layout, the composition, the text, and all the little details that make people want to click. And these aren't just random examples. These are videos that already have 4 or 5 million views. So the AI is learning from content that's already proven to work. Instead of guessing why those videos went viral, it analyzes the patterns behind them. Once it's done, I give it a really simple request. Give me 10 YouTube channel ideas based on everything you just learned. Within seconds, it comes up with a list of strong channel names, and it even tells me which ones it thinks are the best. At that point, all I have to do is pick my favorite. Next, head over to YouTube and set up your channel. If you already have an older channel, that's great. But if you're starting from scratch, make sure you set it up properly. Start by adding your channel name. Then, create a handle that matches it. If the name is already taken, just add a few numbers or make a small variation until you find one that's available. After that, I ask the AI to write my channel description. Within seconds, it generates a clean, SEO-friendly bio that's already optimized with relevant keywords. Then I simply copy it into my channel's About section. That helps YouTube understand what my channel is about right from the beginning. Now it's time to create the logo. I ask the AI to generate logo prompts instead of making the logo itself. It gives me several detailed prompts, and I just pick the one I like the most. To actually generate the logo, you'll need an AI image generator. There are plenty of good options like Google Flow, Leonardo AI, Gemini, or even ChatGPT. Use whichever you prefer. For this tutorial though, I'll be using Google Flow. First, you'll need to create a free account on Google Flow. The nice thing is you can generate images without paying anything. Once you're in, click New Project. After that, head down to Settings and switch the mode to Image Generation. Then choose your aspect ratio and decide how many images you want it to generate at once. For this tutorial, I'm using Nano Banana, which generates images completely free. So let's go with that. Now, I'll paste in the logo prompt we copied earlier and generate a few options. Alright, this first one isn't really what I was looking for. So I go back to ChatGPT, ask it to rewrite the prompt, copy the new version, and generate another batch. These are a little better, but still not quite there. This is where most people make a mistake. Instead of settling for the first result, tell the AI exactly what you want. The more specific you are, the better the results get. So I explained the style I was going for, copied the updated prompt, and generated another set. Now we're talking. These logos look way better. If you still want to tweak something, just click on the image. You'll see the prompt box at the bottom where you can describe exactly what you want to change, and it'll generate an updated version for you. I usually keep refining it until I'm completely happy with the design. Once you've got the one you like, download it in the highest quality available and upload it as your channel logo. But don't stop there. A channel without a banner just looks unfinished. So I asked ChatGPT to create a banner prompt too. I copied that prompt, came back to Google Flow, and generated a few banner designs. And honestly, these turned out really good. Trying to make something like this from scratch would take a lot more time. So I downloaded my favorite one and uploaded it to the channel. You might need to adjust the positioning a little so everything fits properly, but that's pretty easy. At this point, the channel is fully set up and ready to go. Now it's time for the fun part, creating videos. The first thing we need is an idea, and the best part is you don't even have to spend hours looking for one. Since the AI has already analyzed all of our viral reference videos, I simply ask it to give me 10 viral video ideas. Within seconds, it comes up with a list, and it even explains why each idea has the potential to perform well. The very first one immediately caught my attention. Why did humans start kissing? That's a topic almost anyone would be curious enough to click on. So I copied that idea and asked the AI to write a 1-minute YouTube short script around it. Remember, we already trained the AI using scripts from videos that have millions of views. So instead of writing something generic, it follows that same storytelling style, from the hook all the way to the ending. Take a look at the script it generated. Honestly, just reading the title makes you want to know the answer. If someone sees a thumbnail like that while scrolling, there's a really good chance they'll click, because the curiosity is already built into the idea. The script does the same thing. It starts with a strong hook, keeps the story moving, and gives viewers a reason to watch until the end. But here's something really important. Don't just copy the script and turn it into a video. Read through it carefully first. Look for places where you can make it even better by adding your own ideas or improving certain lines. Your script is the heart of your video. AI can absolutely save you a ton of time. I probably let it handle 80% of the work, but the remaining 20% is still on you. That's where your creativity, your experience, and your own judgment come in. And honestly, that's one of the biggest differences between channels that stay average and the ones that consistently go viral. Now it's time to generate the images we'll use for the video. The problem is, if you've ever tried making AI images in the same style, you already know how frustrating it can be. Every image ends up looking completely different. So instead of fighting with that, I came up with a much easier system. I've included a set of reference images down in the description, along with a special style analysis prompt. Just download everything before you get started. That prompt already includes all of the instructions needed to keep your images consistent, but if you want to tweak the style later, feel free to pause the video and customize it however you like. Once you've copied the prompt, grab all of the reference images and head back to ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, whichever AI you're using. Upload all of your reference images, paste in the style analysis prompt, and hit submit. Within a few seconds, the AI breaks everything down. It gives you two separate prompts. One is for the character style, and the other is for the background style. We'll use both of them throughout the entire project to keep every image looking consistent. Now, based on the script we wrote earlier, I've already prepared a few different scenes. Whenever you want to generate a specific scene, the key is to explain exactly what should be happening. The more clearly you describe the scene, the better the final image will be. I'll show you the manual method first, and then I'll show you how to automate the whole thing. If you're creating scenes manually, just tell ChatGPT exactly what you want. I also included a prompt polisher in the resources. All you have to do is copy that prompt, combine it with your character style and background style prompts, and ask ChatGPT to polish everything. It'll rewrite your prompt with better wording, more detail, and much clearer instructions for the image model. Once that's done, just copy the final prompt into Google Flow and generate your image. That works really well. But if you try writing every single prompt yourself, you'll probably miss small details here and there. And that's exactly why I built an automation prompt. You'll find that in the description too. This prompt is designed to do almost everything for you. Based on your script, ChatGPT automatically figures out how many scenes your video needs and what each image should look like. Just paste in the prompt. Since ChatGPT already understands the story from earlier, it'll immediately start generating image prompts. If it asks for the script again, simply paste it in. Within seconds, it'll generate a huge batch of prompts. But I like taking it one step further. I ask it to split everything scene by scene. It does that perfectly. Then I ask it to make every prompt much more detailed. I tell it to describe everything: the characters, the background, the lighting, the camera angle, the composition, basically every little detail needed to create the best possible image. Now keep in mind, AI isn't perfect. Sometimes it'll leave things out or misunderstand part of the story. When that happens, don't just accept the result, fix it. The better your prompt, the better your final images will be. And that's exactly what I did here. Now watch this. I copied the first prompt, pasted it into Nano Banana, and generated the image. Look at how good this turned out. It perfectly visualizes the story, showing ancient civilizations and researchers exploring how kissing may have started throughout history. Everything feels logical and matches the script really well. Then I copied the second prompt, generated the next image, and repeated the same process until every single scene was finished. Now all of the images are ready. Take a look at them. Every scene has the same visual style, everything matches perfectly, and the AI handled almost all of the heavy lifting. Each image clearly represents what's happening in the story, making the video much more engaging without spending hours creating artwork from scratch. At this point, all that's left is to download every image in the highest quality. So now we've created the channel, we've generated all of our images. The next step is creating the voiceover. Of course, you can always record your own voice if you want, but if you'd rather use AI, I'm going to show you the best text-to-speech tools I've tested, and more importantly, how to make them sound like a real person instead of a robot. There are plenty of great options like 11 Labs, Google AI Studio, and several others. But here's the thing. A realistic voice isn't just about the AI model. Without the right emotions, pacing, and delivery, even the best AI voice will still sound fake. So in the next step, I'll show you exactly how to make AI voiceovers sound much more human. Before we jump into the next step, I've got one quick favor to ask. I put a ton of time into making these videos, so if you're enjoying this one, you'll see a hype button down below. I'd really appreciate it if you tapped it. It helps this video reach more people, and if you're getting value out of these tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to the channel too. Alright, now let's generate the voiceover. For that, I'm using Google AI Studio because, in my opinion, it's one of the best free options right now. Once you create your free account, you'll see an interface like this. Click on Add Voiceover, and then head over to the resources in the description because I've included another special prompt for you. Copy that prompt and paste it into ChatGPT. Within a few seconds, it'll generate both a scene description and a sample context for your script. Now simply copy the scene description and paste it into the scene section inside Google AI Studio. Then copy the sample context and paste it into the sample context field. Finally, paste your actual script into the script box. Next, go to the model settings and select Gemini 2.5 Pro. After that, open the speaker settings and choose whichever voice you like the most. Under Style, I recommend selecting Vocal Smile. For face, choose Natural. Then pick the accent you want. I'm using an American accent for this example. I also like lowering the temperature just a little bit because it usually gives me more consistent results. Of course, feel free to experiment with the settings until you find a voice you really like. Now click Generate and listen to the result. You'll notice right away that it sounds surprisingly natural, almost like a real person instead of a typical AI voice. Now it's time for the final step. Edit him. Honestly, it doesn't matter whether you're editing on a phone or a computer anymore. There are plenty of great editors available on both. You don't need expensive software either. You can use CapCut, Filmora, Premiere Pro, or whatever editor you're comfortable with. If you're editing on your phone, CapCut works perfectly. I'll be using the desktop version of CapCut for this tutorial. The first thing you'll want to do is import all of your images, videos, and audio. Start by placing your voiceover on the timeline. Then arrange each image to match whatever is being said in the audio. Every scene should stay on screen just long enough for that part of the narration. But if you only place static images on the timeline, the video will feel pretty boring. So here's a simple trick. Click on each image and add keyframes. If you've never used keyframes before, don't worry. There are plenty of quick tutorials on YouTube that explain them in just a few minutes. Basically, place one keyframe at the beginning of the image, then place another one at the end, and slightly increase the scale on the second keyframe. That creates a smooth zoom effect that makes the image feel much more alive. I do this on almost every single image. I also like adding a simple entrance animation to each scene, so the visuals don't feel static. Pretty much every editing program includes these animations, so just pick the ones you like. If I showed my entire editing process from start to finish, this video would probably turn into a 20 or 30-minute editing tutorial. So for now, I'm just showing you the basic workflow. Of course, everyone has their own editing style, so feel free to customize it however you want. The last thing we need is background music. A good music track helps keep viewers engaged throughout the video. You can also add sound effects whenever they make sense. For free music and sound effects, I usually use Pixabay. Another great option is the YouTube audio library, which has plenty of copyright-safe tracks you can download and use. Most editing software also includes filters, transitions, and visual effects. Use whatever fits your style, but don't overdo it. Once everything looks good, export your video, and you're ready to upload. Now it's time to create the thumbnail. Just like everything else, I've included a thumbnail prompt for you in the description. Copy it and paste it into the same ChatGPT conversation we've been using the whole time. That's important because the AI already understands our references, our style, and the kind of videos we're trying to make. If you start a brand new chat, it loses all of that context. As soon as you submit the prompt, it'll generate a thumbnail prompt that's specifically based on the video idea and script we just created. Now copy that prompt, head over to Google Flow, and generate your thumbnail. The first result actually looks pretty good. It's clean, eye-catching, and definitely makes you curious. But if it isn't exactly what you had in mind, don't settle for it. Go back to ChatGPT and explain the changes you want. That's exactly what I do. I describe the look I'm going for based on the story, let ChatGPT rewrite the prompt, then bring that new version back into Google Flow. And honestly, the second version turned out so much better. Now imagine combining a thumbnail like this with a strong title and a curiosity-driven story. That's the kind of combination that makes people stop scrolling and click. And that's exactly what we're trying to build. Creating thumbnails like this from scratch isn't easy. I've spent a lot of time writing and testing these prompts, so if they've helped you out, I'd really appreciate it if you left the like and hit the hype button down in the comments. Now the video is finally finished. The only thing left is uploading it. Just head over to YouTube and upload your video like you normally would. We already have the title ready, so just paste it in. One tip I always recommend is adding a curiosity hook or emotional trigger to your title whenever it makes sense. It usually makes the title much more clickable. As for upload time, I personally like posting in the evening because that's when a lot of viewers are active. There's no single perfect upload time that guarantees views, so consistency matters much more than chasing the perfect hour. I've also included another prompt that automatically generates an SEO-friendly description, hashtags, and tags. Just paste it into ChatGPT and it'll create everything based on your video's topic. Then copy the description into YouTube, add the hashtags, upload your thumbnail, and make sure to select Not Made for Kids if your content is intended for a general audience and that setting is appropriate. At that point, your video is ready to go. One thing I personally like to do is upload the video as unlisted for about 30 minutes before making it public. In my experience, this gives YouTube a little time to process the title, description, and other metadata before the video goes live. Whether or not it makes a measurable difference isn't guaranteed, but it's a workflow I found useful over time. After that, switch the video to public and let YouTube start recommending it to viewers. Hopefully, this tutorial helped you out. If it did, I've got another video on the screen right now that I think you'll really enjoy. Go check that one out next, and I'll see you over there.